Okay, Teddy writes in. Teddy says, "Hi, Zach. It seems pretty obvious to me, and probably anyone else who watches, that you love the process of working on your podcast. This is something that I've always struggled with in my creative endeavors. I always find the end result rewarding, but I struggle to love the process of creating it. Do you have any tips on how to appreciate the process of making something like your show? Thanks." Teddy, I don't mean to be harsh. And I don't really have advice. I mean, either you love it or you don't. That's how it works in my experience. And I guess you should ask yourself, would you do it for free? Would you do it if nobody watched? Would you do it if the content you made never got released or never came out? Like, if you edit photos, would you edit photos and then put them in a file and hide them forever? Because if you really love editing, you don't care about putting it out there. I think it's valuable to put it out there. That's not my point. But I enjoy the process of creation way more than I enjoy the process of getting comments or getting views. I love sitting in my office making stuff. And when I was in high school, I met Trent Dilfer. And his message to all of us quarterbacks at the Elite 11 was, do you love football, or do you love what football brings you? Do you love the attention, the girls, the interviews, or do you love the process? Do you love waking up at 5 a.m. to practice footwork or studying the playbook? I mean, I remember screaming out protection calls out loud, "Wide 80!" Like, just, alert, alert, move over here. Like, just going through my cadences, practicing play calls, all that kind of stuff, practicing my calls at the line of scrimmage. And I did it in a boiler room in college, and it was so loud in that room that no one could hear me screaming at the top of my lungs in my college building. And I was doing that because I was trying to learn the playbook. And my point is this, like, you talk about making content. Do you love the money and the views, or do you love getting up at 5 a.m. to work at your desk? Do you love it so much you would sleep under your desk while a video renders? Like, I remember in college, I slept under my desk all the time because I was waiting for stuff to upload or load. I'm like, well, I can sleep for 2 hours while this uploads to YouTube, and then when it's up, I'll set a timer, I'll wake up, add a description, add a title, add a thumbnail. Like, I remember doing all that process. And so I just encourage you, like, do you enjoy making content, or do you just like the thought of people watching it? Do you like the thought of people giving you credit for making something? I pull all-nighters because I'm having fun tinkering my office, right? Like, I don't pull all-nighters because I guess I do because it's my job, but like, you don't put in that much work unless you love what you're doing. And money for me allows me to keep making stuff like that. When I see a new paycheck, I'm like, oh, sweet, I can pay my bills this month and I can make more content. I don't have to go back to getting another crappy job, right? Because what I would hate to do is I worked at a car wash for years. I don't want to go back to working at a car wash and be trying to make content on the side, because I'm making content whether I'm doing this job full-time or not, right? No matter what, I'm making this show. I love doing it. So I will say being well-rested really, really helps. It's hard to be creative when you're tired. That could also be a factor for you. Make sure you're fully rested. But also, that's an excuse. Like, you got to push yourself a lot before you worry about, are you too tired to work? You know what I mean? Like, I would just ask yourself, do you love it? Do you love creating? Or do you love what creating brings you, which is attention and views and whatever? So, Teddy, I hope that helps.